don't need any craziness in my inbox.
Hey, well, come on in. We was just talking about my little friend named Yaz, and she got some outfit that's hot, and we gon' pull it out. Go ahead, let's show us what it's all about. It go, ow, hey, ha ha, hoo-hoo. Yeah, we talking about Yes. There she is. Haha. You just playing. I just all right. Well, yeah, we was talking about Yes. What's going on, everybody? It is week 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy has officially been in the movie theater for over a week now. If you haven't seen it, why not? You mess it up, man. Go ahead, pull on up, check it on out. There's plenty going on in the nerd sphere, as you all know. We appreciate y'all for pulling on up. I'm your boy, the real Vince Taylor. Man, that's some good stuff. Let's just go ahead and keep it moving. Not only is Guardians of the Galaxy already out and doing numbers, and thus far, if I ain't mistaken, they actually getting some good reviews out there. I know we talked about it last week when we tried to hold our spoil factor at least until the end of the show, but we will discuss at length today. In addition to, this is the month of new stuff. Yes, we are only 2 weeks away, my friend, from the official new Mermaid. You see what I did there? Yes, boy, it is what it is, and we ain't even shy about it. We gonna talk about the new Ariel and how much we done took back what was ours. Because yes, she was underneath the sea, bro. How you think she got there? Let me stop. In addition to that, man, I've been stuck smoking straight Survivor crack all week, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, Ty will let y'all know. Y'all definitely on that bounce. We also only a few weeks away from Across the Spiderverse. Hallelujah. Yes. Ow! Woo-hoo! I can't wait, man. We gonna see what happens there. And a whole bunch of other stuff is going on. One last subject we might discuss. Hey, a man right here is bringing up, he's getting a lot of good accolades about his role that he played. Some people are even saying maybe he should take over the role of one Jonathan Majors as it pertains to a variant. And they could just make the High Evolutionary a variant of the Kane himself, but I don't know, man. Either way, we'll discuss. Right now, let's do the live intros. What's up, Eve?
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10P Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except now I ain't got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass lizard with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean, so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Whoa. It's so nice she said it twice. You already know how it goes, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling on up, man. It is time to discuss these things as we do. Do me a favor, go ahead, click that like button, comment, go ahead, hit subscribe, smash that button, and make sure you let your people know so we can have us a plentiful and yet robust conversation about some of these things that are going on in the world today. How is it going in the world, by the way? I obviously am here live reporting from the Spider-Man cave. It's your boy, the real Vince Taylor. Hallelujah. What's popping, y'all? Yep, and we back with the green screen, or should I say Brooklyn? Where we at? Ow, hey, it's Brooklyn.
In the house. Brooklyn in the house.
I don't know. I just feel like
we have club blurred. Just jumping off.
You know what I'm saying? Just
he want Millie Bob over this me.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying? Just hey, that bitch gotta let him know you still got it, even when you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm joined by none other than DJ Haile Selassie Tai. Selassie Tai, leave it every time. Marcus Garvey, leave it every time. Don't set the cup on to make a bed, they got it on tour. My fancy pharmacy on me tour. No something that's up in the room before. No something that, yo. You know, make us say, good. Yes, man. You don't know, say Monday, I know terrace. Me go on, let's see, hold on. and let's comment on down with Nolly. Nolly is awake. Yes, she is. And look at her. Look at her twin sister, Yaz over here. Look at them two. They kind of looking twinned up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
It's got light skin love.
I mean, low key, we all look related down here.
We do.
You're the only one that's
Hey, what?
You're the redheaded stepchild. Sorry.
Nah, we get our vision from our grandpops. I don't know what happened to you, we all go to vision. You know,
Ben said we started here and we got here.
Yeah.
We heard, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't trip because you and your glaucoma is doing all right or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we gonna have a good time, man. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. We have seen what's up, yo. It's Tiff. It's Tiff in the comments.
In the comments.
Tiff, sign my name.
Let me start, child.
Yo, what's going on? Yeah, we got Tiff in the building. We got Yaz in the building. We got Ty in the building. We got Nolly in the building. Tyrone and Steph may not be able to join us today. We're hoping for a potential pop in from Steph, but you never really know. She's been battling the internet trolls, and I don't mean like trolls on the internet. I mean like the trolls that are in her internet that have messed the Wi-Fi up.
Yes.
Like the little, you know what I'm saying, the little bit nubbling on the little tip, you know what I'm saying, the tip. But yeah, we want to shout everybody out. Shout out to Tiff. What up, Omar? I don't know if he's here or not, but tell him I said what's up anyway. Shout out to Z for coming on the show. I still haven't had a chance to chop it all up like I want to, but we will. And of course, shout out to Michael Lamar, my boy, the black gay comic geek, who has a lot to say. I thought it'd be cool if we came on today and talked about our opinions and how they match up with everybody else's opinions as it pertains to Guardians of the Galaxy, but not limited to that. We want to get into some of our own selves too, because we ain't talked about us in a while. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about us. What we up to? What's Nolly up to? You know what I'm saying? What's Ty up to? What's Yaz up to? What's popping? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't y'all care? Don't y'all care what we go through? You know what I'm saying? We people, we humans. We got feelings and families.
We're more than just your morning jokes, okay? We got feelings.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a whole program. You know what I'm saying? So let's chat on some of that. But real quick, obviously, the still word of the day is GOTG. And they still out there collecting the accolades. This movie is given, man. I'm not gonna lie, especially coming off what some are saying was a roller coaster of a sad roller coaster, mind you. That is the what we call Ant-Man 3. This one actually came in a little tougher, man, and I was happy to see it do its thing. Of course, everybody on our panel wasn't necessarily all happy. Now, 4 out of 5 of us did come and say, yo, I think that the movie was pretty dope. 4 out of 5 of us. And if we're being honest, the 5th one, we probably weren't expecting to get her anyway.
Expecting what we got.
Yeah, Steph. Look, here's what I can say about Steph. Steph, we love you. I hope you pull up. But one thing you have to take is Steph, if she doesn't like your movie or your show, then it's definitely not going to change unless maybe somebody she meets liking that show.
She can be persuaded.
She's
wow.
She does have weaknesses.
I'm done.
However, one thing I will say, if Steph does like your content, you done something pretty remarkable, because she, I would say, is our toughest critic. I don't think that's arguable. But she was the only one out of all 6 of us that had anything really, truly, I'd say, critical to speak on the Guardians of the Galaxy. Not like some of the other folks that we follow, like, and are really, really deep, are really, really happy to have the likes of in our, you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. We've had a week now to learn what's going on, what's not going on with the Guardians of the Galaxy and whatnot. And I'm just curious with y'all. Have y'all seen any complaints? Have y'all seen anything interesting, over the course of this last week? Like you saw in my intro, I was talking about how my man, the High Evolutionary, has been pitched in some circles as a potential reboot for the the actual Kang the Conqueror. What that sound like? Ty, does that make sense to you? Do you see something like that happening?
Nah, it doesn't make sense. And I want everybody to pay really close attention to this situation, right? Because we have another actor who has been involved in very, very questionable situations, multiple, by the way, questionable situations, but yet the studio has not, decided to reboot, recast, or reprimand. That starts with an R-E. So we'll go with we'll go with or reprimand the young man. So I'm just like, let's keep that same energy. I all the facts have not come in. This case is still a case that is being is still unfolding. And I'm not excusing Jonathan Major. If he's guilty, he's guilty. However, I just want to make it clear that one thing does not pertain to the other. And the reason being is because if we can let Ezra Miller go around and grab people, touch people, choke people, do whatever he wants to do,
kidnap.
Thank you. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. All of the things that he can do and still be slotted for a big movie release, then keep that same energy with Jonathan Major. I'm just saying.
All right, well, Nolly, I don't know, man. I think that this movie Flash is gonna flop because of Ezra. I think that what we're about to witness, unlike with Kang, we're about to witness what happens when you do let the chaos of the lead actor, unfortunately surmount the movie and the all of the newsworthiness of it. Don't you think that there's a lot of people like Tyrone, who's not here today, who are like, look, don't even mention that movie to me because I'm not going to see it. Now, unlike our friend Fantastic Frankie, who we love to death, and she loves DC like crazy, and is going to see Flash. She's like, you ain't gonna take this from me, devil. I don't know. Some people I think are ready to J.K. Rowling this version of Flash. Don't you think?
So while I do think that there are a lot of people who don't want to see it because of Ezra Miller, we had to remember where we are. Okay, it's a superhero movie. We know what the fan base is like. Ezra Miller is white. No, they do not care. They don't care. And unfortunately, there's going to be a shit ton of people who see this movie and who are probably going to love it. I don't know. I've heard like rumblings that it's not as good as they're hyping it up to be, but I guess we'll see what happens when it comes out. But I think it's like a coin toss. We don't know if there's going to be enough people who don't want to see the movie in comparison to people who just don't give a shit. Right.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think they threw in, Batman being that, it's a classic Batman, I think they threw him in just to kind of sway us, you know what I'm saying, on everything that, Michael Keaton, they're swaying us with the, oh, hey, old classic Batman. Let's just forget everything that's happened thus far. And let's just think about that, so I think that's their shiny elephant in the back room, that they're just trying to make sure that that's going to hold them down, basically.
Well, the problem with that theory is that this movie was made, if I'm not mistaken, well before he started kind of, with all of these shenanigans. So this was the Michael Keaton factor was meant to kind of reel people in. By the way, quick shout out, and y'all tell me, and Nolly, thanks for dropping that biz. It's looking like, am I tripping, or is what's my girl from what's the what's baby girl from Wednesday? Ortiz.
Jenna Ortega.
Ortega. Is Jen Ortega the new Winona Ryder? Is she like the new?
She's gonna play Lydia's daughter in Beetlejuice 2.
Right. So she's gonna play, but is she like the new emo kid?
I think
basically.
I think she's like the new Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
But Spanish.
Yeah, the Latina version.
Yeah.
With flavor. Con
Right.
sazón.
Yeah.
Latinas have more fun.
Are we loving that? I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like Chick. I liked it's Ortega. I didn't. I did read into all of the pre racist stuff. We were supposed to think about the Tim Burton, and I know Steph was very adamant about making sure we were aware of the Tim Burton fiascos, that of which he is very guilty. But this, if we can take all that aside and just talk about Jen Ortega as an actress, as just a person, not her projects, but just her. I don't know. I'm digging it. I'm digging the movement of the dark emo-esque, the Christina Ricci type of character kind of being put into a young Latina actress. Yaz, what say you? Like, this is a step in the right direction. Are we tripping?
We're not tripping. I agree. It's a step in the right direction. We're given, characters where they need just due. I mean, she's a great actress for how young she is, you know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of like her persona that she fits into. So, I mean, I think it's a great idea. Like she plays great in all the Scream movies. Like, I don't even like those fucking movies. And I watched it just because she was in it. And so, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not mad at it. I think it should keep going on. And I'm kind of excited to see her in Beetlejuice too, because it's a fucking classic movie. And at least I know that, like, one character definitely is going to do her part justice. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we hope.
Well, I mean, let's also remember, like, Beetlejuice, Ty, wasn't like the Winona Ryder's character, although she was kind of, dark in that she wore all black. She was emo, the definition of back then. She wasn't like, she just believed in ghosts. That was the only thing about her. She believed in ghosts. It wasn't that she was like, suicidal and all this other stuff. And so since she believed in ghosts, she was able to communicate with Beetlejuice. And as a result, they were able to kind of bring that whole aspect to the world of the living. I mean, but are we moving? Is this are we do we want a Beetlejuice 2 that time? I don't know.
I love it.
Are we talking Beetlejuice 2 or are we talking reboot of Beetlejuice? I don't know.
I mean, it sounds Beetlejuice 2 is from everything that I saw. I think this is kind of the consistency that we've been seeing throughout the years, leading up to this is, it's classics are always going to be the low. I'm not even going to say the low hanging fruit. It's always going to be the most accessible, the easiest route to go for a writer, because you already have the material, and now you're just trying to better what was already done. A lot of times it fails. From what we've seen, every time they tried to do a part 2 of something that we grew up with, it doesn't hit this new generation the same way. It just doesn't.
Right.
For us, we love it. We're like, oh, I've got to go see Beetlejuice because we remember the Beetlejuices,
right,
and stuff like that. Do I think that Jen Ortega has the star power to make an audience go follow this movie? Maybe Wednesday propelled her into that space. It'll be interesting to see the older characters that we saw from, because do we have wasn't Michael Keaton in this too?
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. So are we getting him again though? Is he going to be Beetlejuice again? Is the question.
I don't know. All I know is that right now, first of all, I hope not, because like I don't know if Michael Keaton still has it, and frankly, he was so caked up with makeup in the first one. I think you could replace him with somebody and it not be. I like Michael Keaton gave his best Jim Carrey impression, I believe, in the first like Beetlejuice, even though Jim Carrey wasn't anybody at that point. Somebody like that, I don't know if they really existed at this point, but my point is, like, this is now the second Tim Burton project that Jen Ortega is slated to star in. which says a lot about Jen Ortega because let's keep it real. Tim Burton tends to keep the same people in his movies constantly.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's coming back.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's coming back as Beetlejuice.
Yeah. And you have to. I mean, like that would make sense because if you don't have Michael Keaton in the movie, and then you're trying to reboot, then it is definitely a reboot. Because you're not having the original Beetlejuice. But to your point, do we want to see Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton at 80? What is he? 80 years old, 75 years old?
You always go.
Like, these dudes is old. Like these dudes is old. I'm not fronting. Like he's got to be like 70 years old.
I guess Ty, our whole question will come into fruition when we see the Flash movie and we see his performance as Batman, and we'll see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, think about it. Older, like it was prosthetic makeup anyway. They just have to add little vein things to him. You know what I'm saying? They could put a mask on his face. It's not like you're gonna see his, you know what I'm saying? Like, his skin and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? It was so there's props, prosthetics, all that is grown since 1990. Okay. Think about how cool this is gonna be for him to redo that part. And if anyone else did it, it would kind of feel like, I don't know, kind of like what we're doing with The Witcher and, switching it out with, it's Liam now and it was,
exactly.
I mean, what the fuck?
Trash.
You know what I'm saying? We'd be like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let the dude play it. You know what I'm saying? It would. I don't know.
I'm with you, Yaz, but the thing that I'm looking at it is the original Beetlejuice movie with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was jumping around. He was like he was doing all of that extra stuff. He was extremely like
agile.
No, not agile. He was like extremely animated. Like he was like, that was Beetlejuice. Now, are we gonna get that from a 70-year-old Michael Keaton?
You don't know.
That's the part that made Beetlejuice like so wild. He wasn't all there. He was a wild, kooky guy, and he would make a lot of jokes. Hey, that was Beetlejuice. So if I'm getting like with Batman, it's different. You know why? Because Batman is just dark and mysterious. So you don't, as a dark and mysterious 70-year-old man, all you got to do is just say one or two lines. Get him.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
Run. you don't gotta say a lot of shit.
What if he's got some action scenes in his scenes or something?
Man, he ain't in them scenes, man.
You don't know. You don't know.
Yes, I do.
You might see him. You might see Batman.
All I'm saying is, in that movie, in the original Beetlejuice, they had him hooked up to like wires and cables, and they had him doing all that crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? All they have to do. Wait, you guys have to remember. Stunt doubles have come a long way. You know what I'm saying? So if he's got a mask on, they're just gonna put some young dude in there and do all the stuff, and then like have him. Come on.
Oh man.
Yo, shout out to the comment section real quick. Shout out to the con. What's up with Lisa?
What's up, Marvin?
Yo, shout out to Marvin. So stupid. Yo,
Lisa, you got the sleep apnea machine with him.
Run well. One Well, everybody. I can't list everybody, man. They all over the place too. We got Twitch is on Fuego, Facebook is on Fuego. Yo, come join us on the YouTube channel, y'all. Those y'all, just in case Facebook start acting up. But yeah, man. All right. Well, listen. No shade on Michael Keaton. I'm still gonna maintain that the first two Batmans, the first two Tim Burton Batmans, or despite his racism, you know what I'm saying, and all that. Were amongst the best heralded Batmans. I'm just gonna keep it real. I mean, they second maybe only to Dark Knight. But I mean, for us to be able to go back that far and to say, yeah, that works for me is cool. Which is also what we're seeing. Could potentially they're trying to lean off of that for the Flash. But my question with y'all is, that's gonna happen with the Flash. We didn't need any of that for Guardians, right? Guardians came through and actually delivered without having to pull on heartstrings from characters way of the past. Here's a few things that some of our most respected friends have said about Guardians. And tell me if y'all agree.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yesterday, and I won't spoil anything, but my initial reaction was... I I just wanted to know if the 80s could bring me some popcorn, because this was fucking entertaining.
I just love the themes within the movie because it deals with loss, love, change, and your family, right? Also the found family and the dynamics within that found family. There's so many times where they're at each other's throats, and I'm like, they aren't at each other's throats like friends. They're at each other's throats like family, and the things that go unsaid, but also the things that get said to your family. My favorite thing about this movie is we see the lengths they're willing to go to save a loved one, and that means killing anyone in their way. No questions asked. And I'm like, oh, I did not expect to see this from a Marvel movie. Yeah! I'm actually surprised Drowning Pool wasn't on that iPod playlist because the bodies were hitting the floor. I also gotta give Star-Lord credit. We really see here that his power is just thinking on his feet quickly. They did a really good job of that for this movie. The movie also gave me a huge appreciation for Mantis. I felt Mantis really got to shine in this movie. It was campy, but it was also earnest the entire movie, and that made a great balance. The movie's long, but it did not drag, and when you get to that ending, it feels like it really stuck the landing. I had to look at myself like, am I really here in this theater crying over a raccoon? Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy is a franchise that kept being wacky, kept being weird, but also kept surprising you the entire time, and this movie is no different. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yesterday, and I won't spoil anything, but my initial reaction...
All right, well, remind me to take it off a loop because I keep having it on loop. But anyway, Nolly, does that sound about right? Did he hit it? Does it give us a long movie but then stick the landing at the end so that we ended up enjoying it overall? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's it. And it was weird for me because I don't like the Guardians movies. So he hit the nail on the head with this one. It was great. It was about found family dynamics, love, loss, and growth, and it was well done. I was shook. I had a moment where I was upset, but it was all good.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think a lot of us shared that moment. Ty, I think he hits it. Does that sound about right? What he says?
Yo, to speak to his point, there was a particular scene. There was a particular scene in the movie with Mantis, Nebula, and Drax, where they were all talking, and they were basically saying that Drax was stupid, and he was standing right there, and in that moment, you know, Mantis said, you can't say that or whatever. You can't help it. You know what I mean? But this is one of those moments where that Omar's talking about, where this is not a at your throat moment as friends. Right. This is we're family. Yeah, we all know he's dumb, but he's our dummy. Yo, and you can appreciate that moment because Drax is you can visually see that it saddens him that they think he's dumb, but also it's one of those reality check moments. Like maybe I need to do better. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's one of those things where we're not tearing you down to tear you down. We're letting you know that we see you. We recognize you in this moment. This is what it is, and I felt that moment. I felt it. I was like, yo, I feel like my family be saying shit to me like that. Like,
yo, we shit. Definitely. Yeah, and that's how we feel. And just to the audience members, it's not Ty's fault. He's an idiot. All right,
that's right.
I
was just born this way. Love me for me.
Ty's hella fun, man. Ty's good to go. But the funny thing is that I think that is something that went underappreciated. Yes, like the fact that this is not, a family of folks that I guess, kind of like the Avengers and kind of like, the X-Men that are brought together because of their benevolence. Like this is like their family, but they roast each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a degenerate family. You know something about what that's like, yes. I mean, just
I have no idea what you're talking about. My family is cool as fuck. We chill. What you talking about, dog?
All right. We ain't gonna bring up. We love Mati, but here's some other depictions of what happened. Let me know, Yaz, if you agree with what this person says about.
Listen, I'm gonna love DC to the day I die, okay? But I'm not afraid to give propers where propers are due. And let me tell you, Guardians of the Galaxy deserves all the praise it's about to get. I cannot believe this was done by the same studio that did Quantumania, because the way that they built this world is completely different. It was vibrant, full of color, a lot of special effects and practical effects. Also took risks that reminded me of like Rick and Morty, where they did a lot of like fleshy type tech. There's definitely a lot of comedy and lighthearted moments that balance out the darkness in this film. But y'all, this film was dark. There was moments that I didn't even recognize that this was a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's also very violent. I need to rewatch the first two because I don't remember them getting down like this. And every actor came to work, okay? Everyone gave me a moment where I really connected with them. Obviously, Rocket was doing most of the heavy lifting, but all in all, this is a great film. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 4 out of 5 Frankie Flame.
4 out of 5 Frankie Flames. Yes. Does this sound like it makes sense? Everything she says, was it that violent? Was it that dark? You agree?
Hell yeah. This was I think on the level of Guardians, like no one was expecting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of their movies were just quirky, funny, kind of like cute. You know what I'm saying? This movie, it got serious. It got, it tugged at heartstrings. It had great visual. It had, like she said, funny moments, and definitely, the CGI was amazing. And to even know, I didn't even know that it was done by the same, like just the same studio made that. Like that is, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of crazy because that movie was incredible. For almost 3 hours, we were captivated. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was
Right.
Quantumania? Like 2 hours and 15 minutes long. We're just like, I gotta pee. Can this be over with? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the end credits? So, it's kind of like it shows with the actors and how hard they like put into, like showing the quality of their work and making sure that this was their last stand and they wanted us to make sure that we remember the Guardians, and they did a hell of a fucking job. Props to them. Indeed.
Agreed. Let's see what one of our other followers faithfully had to say about it. Then we'll move on to some other stuff, man, because there's plenty to discuss. Here's somebody who also came and graced our screen and some props, maybe to compete with some of Ty's props. Let's see what goes on here.
Welcome to my safe game. So today is the official release day of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and so I decided to come.
I'm gonna stop that because I hear the music in the background, and if I know, if I know the way things are set up, that's gonna kill us. So let's just say that he liked the movie, and that it went down that way. And I mean, ultimately, I think that's what you're generally getting. I mean, I guess the question is, what now? What now? Tiffy is in there. Okay, let's read. Let's all take a second. The only reason I didn't cry during this movie is because I didn't feel like dealing with
that part.
We should have had Tiffy on the day. Honestly, girl. I gotta stop thinking of Tiffy as squarely like Disney. You know what I'm saying? I gotta remember, Marvel's Disney too, and Disney, she does such a good job with the PR stuff that I tend to throw her in the Disney category. But shout out to Tiffy, man.
Vince, I just wanted to, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to spotlight.
Yes, you do.
No, seriously.
You meant 100% to cut me off.
Nah.
That's what happened.
Big ups to Tiffy. We love Tiffy. Yo, but at the end of the day, I wanted to spotlight one thing about this movie because and that is, this movie had some of the best choreography that I've seen in a Marvel movie.
Oh, okay.
Like hands down, some of the best scenes. The scene with Star-Lord and Groot on the ship when they got the guns and they went in, they was like,
you're right.
Yo, that scene,
you're right.
This scene when they were all fighting and Mantis is flowing and everybody's flowing. The choreography in this movie was some of the best I've seen done from Marvel, hands down. And I want everybody to make sure they pay attention to that, because this, oh man, some of the best.
You that's a good point. We hadn't really talked about this actually being a good shout to the Korea, because I ain't gonna lie. You know what that scene kind of reminded me of? First of all, it came out of nowhere. When Star-Lord and them pulled up on the ship and they was like, "Nah, we'll handle it." Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and send you the link. I'm finna send Tiffany the link. Then hold on. When they pulled up and was like, "Yo, we here to smash shit," and then they proceeded to smash shit, and it almost looked like a one-shot scene. So you know what I was thinking of was Daredevil, because Daredevil is notorious for his one-shot scenes.
Yeah.
And he went, the first one was the hallway, then it was the elevator, and it didn't stop. It didn't stop. And the choreography, as you said, I saw Nebula like flip over somebody's back or some shit, and bro, really nuts. And yo, you're right. Nobody's really talking about that. No. And I mean, even I like the fact that they had the wherewithal to give us all of those kids and didn't make them all speak English. You know what I'm saying? They were saying shit like boop, boop, bop, bop, boop, bop. You know what I'm saying? And the freaking Drax came over was like boop, boop, bop, boop, boop, bop. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that shit. Like, I don't know. That may have coming in hot, Tiff, coming in hot. That may have been something that went underwhelmingly quickly. Also, you gotta love the nods, right? Like, they gave so many nods. They had oh my god, Yondu shows up, and they showed like all this time Yondu has been able to just whistle that little thing, and old boy's been completely whistle impotent like all these movies. You know what I'm saying? And so for him to finally get his just due was dope. But can we talk about somebody I don't think that we really gave enough we didn't talk about for enough? And that is what is an underlying key with this group. And that is Groot. Now, before I get too much on this, I'm gonna say, hold on, go ahead. Yes.
Oh, that was Nolly. It was me.
Go ahead, Nolly, please.
Is it just me, or did you notice that at some points in the movie, I'm not nitpicking, I just thought it was funny. It looked more like someone was wearing a Groot suit than Groot was CGI at some points. And I was like, when did he get so brolic? I was like, did they put Vin Diesel in the suit?
He's got to have growth, Nolly. He can't be like a baby, you know what I'm saying? And then a teenager the whole time. He's got to have growth, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to lie, I did like older Groot, and like he was pretty badass with his fucking guns and shit. Like, and then he handed Peter guns, and this nigga was just going off with all his weapons. Like, he was killing shit, and they searched his ass. Like, let's be serious. They searched his ass, and he still had all that shit inside of him. So I'm just saying, like, grown up Groot, yo, I could chill with that. We could go to battle.
Look,
okay, I'm ready.
Not even experienced criminals could boof the way that Groot boofed. Okay, that was some top-notch boofing.
It was real.
And then he lost his head, and he was like crawling around with his head and shit, like with his little tree. I thought that was so fucking funny. I was dying. I was like, he did not just grow little like branch legs and just. That was so funny.
Side note, because I'm a nerd about it.
Please.
Did y'all catch? You know how like they were saving all the kids and stuff, and how one of them ends up in the new Guardians group at the end. Did y'all catch her name?
Yes, you caught that, right? All right, so go ahead, break it down real quick, Nolly.
So,
this is
I don't think she'll be who she is in the Marvel universe, in the cinematic universe, but Phyla Zell is Marvel's daughter. And she holds the mantle of Captain Marvel at one point for a little bit.
For a small period.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting that this happens before the Marvels.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I don't know if they're gonna, mesh her in there somewhere. But
I mean, that's not until November though. So
but the way Marvel's set up. The way they be Kevin Feige,
and we still have more movies to be dropping, more eggshells coming up. So
true.
Go ahead. By the way, real quick, Tiff, check your email. All right, let's just get that out there.
I texted to her as soon as you mentioned it. I was like,
oh my bad, damn shit, I forgot the communication director is on the game.
Like besties, okay, so
we need that energy right now.
But also Howard the Duck and his second little cameo.
That part.
He looks so good too. Like let's just say that it's not like MODOK. MODOK looked like shit. Okay, so Howard the Duck.
Now you're admitting that.
I mean, in the quantum he did, but in the show he looked fire. I was expecting that MODOK to like come. That's what I was excited for. I wasn't like that shit was like he looked nasty.
Yeah.
Is it trapped in the tube and a face on it? It looked like a giant toe. I don't know. It looked weird.
It's a giant toe.
It did, like with a face on it. You know, I feel like we were back in like, you know, Spy Kids with the thumbs. You know what I'm saying? But they put face on them. Yes. And speaking of Spy, did you hear that they're making another Spy Kids movie?
No. Well, I mean, look, the Spy Kids. You know, I'm not, you know, of that era. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I watch those movies, you know, with the kids and whatnot. But for me, it's the Howard the Duck teases as if they are not actually doing another Howard the Duck. Now, who saw Howard the Duck? Raise your hand if you saw Howard the Duck.
I mean, it was a while ago, but like I saw it.
Okay. All right. So first of all, when I first saw Howard the Duck, I wasn't aware because I was a kid that it was attached to Marvel. This is before Marvel would pronounce its movies like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a movie. It was a Howard the Duck movie. So if you didn't notice, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm leaning on Nolly here a little bit, but the evil things that Howard had to battle at the end of Howard the Duck were featured in Guardians of the Galaxy. Weren't those monsters that Mantis had actually ended up taming at the very end, like that monster that they started Guardians of the Galaxy 2, that opening scene, which is where they brought these back from. Those are the same creatures. Now I'm gonna look for these pictures, but if I recall, those are the same creatures at the very end of Howard the Duck. Now Howard the Duck gave us a talking duck planet, naked duck tits. But I remember as a kid, I was like, did I just see duck tits? I was like,
duck tits? Did you just see ducks have sex?
Ducks have sex? Yo, she fucked the duck. Yo, she fucked. There was a sex scene.
Go get a cigarette.
Nobody's talking about. Is nobody gonna talk about the fact that there's duck sex in the first time with the duck? Are we really talk about it alone? This straight bestiality is no big deal. I mean, on their planet, she fell in love with the duck. Yes, she fell in love. Howard the Duck. Is that my feeling? Hey, cause that's how the love keeps my heart. Hey,
it's the blue eyes. It's the blue eyes, dog.
Come on, bro. What's the hold up, Kevin Feige? What's the hold up, bro? Why you keep giving us these animated Howard the Ducks, knowing darn well it's time to get dangerous with Darkwing, and you won't give us the Howard the Duck, bro? Pull up, man.
They're doing it perfectly. They're doing it perfectly. So? First of all, absolutely. First of all, for anybody outside of us who saw the Howard the Duck movie, they don't know who the fuck Howard the Duck is.
Right.
I mean, but if you keep seeing Howard the Duck, you probably are going to say, who the hell is this duck? I keep seeing in the movie. And then by the time you get to that point where you're like, who is this duck I keep seeing in the movie? Bam! You get a Howard the Duck movie.
Yeah,
that's what it like. That's how
Marvel and their eggshells.
Yeah, you do that. Like Howard the Duck is not a huge superhero or nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta roll them out and like just like they did with Iron Man and all of those. You know what I'm saying? Make us love them. You know what I'm saying? Give us something to
get excited about.
Talk about. And
yes, you didn't see Howard the Duck.
Like I said, I saw it like a long time ago. I mean, when I was, I'm 30 now, so I saw it probably like
you old hag.
So I don't fucking remember too much about it, but I remember, there was some interesting things, you know what I'm saying? But I don't remember shit like 10 years ago. The fuck?
Oh my God. All right. Are we gonna have to do this? Is this what we're doing today? Because we'll do it if we have to.
Hey, pull it up.
Should we do it?
Hey, pull it up.
Should we do it?
Pull it up. Pull a scene from Howard the Duck up right now.
Should we pull up Howard the Duck?
I don't want to see no duck sex scenes. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Come on.
This is a family show.
Thank you. I don't need Facebook being like sexual content, bestiality. I don't need to get no fucking I don't need any of those notifications in my inbox. That'll be fucking weird.
Look. It wasn't like black.com. Yes, it wasn't wasn't like it wasn't like, you know, I mean,
the way
I don't know
you
where
were just talking about it, I'm just saying we should have all been talking about it. So.
I'm just saying it wasn't like Debbie does that. Now I'm going. I'm sure.
I was gonna say, keep going, please.
Yeah, you went there with it. You went Debbie Does Dallas.
It wasn't like the picture of the woman who was on the couch sitting in front of all of the black men. It's not like that.
Oh my god!
It's just a quick sex scene. What's the big deal?
Go ahead, let's see it.
Drop it. It's I'm not going to show the sex scene.
We're not going to get canceled from the 90s.
I'm not going to show the sex scene.
You could probably show the after effects.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, okay, so here's Howard the Duck. This is who we're seeing in the movie
Spider-Man
right now.
That's why you love him so much. In the background.
Yep. And this is Howard the Duck that we saw back then. Now I'm gonna try to bring this up without.
Oh my gosh, you look so young and cuddly.
Yeah, not Tyrone normally handles helps me with the
I can do that. It ain't nothing.
Yeah, you can pull it up. Okay, which one you want? We're looking for the Howard the Duck trailer from the 80s, I believe it is. Howard the Duck trailer. Go ahead and pull it on up if you could, and then we're gonna check that out. But yeah, the Howard the Duck, bro, has been teased, and then after that, I want to talk to y'all about something else that has been teased, which should be dropping pretty. I'm sorry, my bad, Tiff. I mean, Lisa, my bad. I didn't know I was so loud. And I saw some YouTube comments saying that I was loud too, so I'll try to take a step back from the mic. One dude was like, "Yo, the mic is mad loud, B. Love y'all though." You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. I was like, "All right, my bad." So funny how
Hey, Vinny, I got one better, bro. I got one better. Bro, I got one better. I got one better, bro.
Gave him control. Here we go.
I got it. Hold on.
I'm scared now.
I'm gonna pull it up. I got it.
He's smiling too much. I'm scared now.
Yo, I hope
look at his grin. He's trying to hold it back. No, I'm worried.
It's not like Howard the Duck is OnlyFans or nothing crazy, right? Like we have something legit, right?
Yeah, we don't want to. If we're gonna get nudity and stuff, make sure it's good. Okay?
No nudity. No nudity.
If we're gonna get strike, make sure it's a good strike. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Maximize the screen, bro. I'll put it on up, man. Let's go ahead, max it on up. All right, you ready? All right, man. I guess.
No.
I like how Lisa straight up said this is not a family show and not was in all caps. Thank you, Lisa. We love you.
My bad.
We love you, Lisa.
It is. Let's go.
Oh gosh.
Why is it 3 minutes long?
Hey!
What the fuck?
A little tune I never finished.
You play pretty good.
I had a group in high school. Howard and the Heartbreakers.
Ooh, heavy, Howard. Very heavy. Maybe you should be our manager. Wait a second. Maybe you're just the kind of bizarro influence we need.
Forget it. No more jobs here.
Pause.
I think you'd be a great manager. I'm going to suggest it to the girls.
All right. Now, okay, first of all, this movie is PG, and is it PG or PG-13 or something like that?
It was PG-13, I think.
Okay, I was about to say. And she's walking around scantily clad.
She's got a nightgown on.
But all right, look, for the pervs, they go directly to one area. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful when you're dealing with these types of movies. I don't know if this would have been shown, if this is going to be shown on Disney Plus. You notice Disney Plus just recently started showing the Spider-Mans, like all of the Spider-Man, like Venom, the first Spider-Man. They're all now on Disney Plus, so the acquisition is done. But when you're watching this, something in the back of your head as an adult is like, wait a minute, this isn't going where
but like it's the 80s though. It's like 1986. Like it's a different time, different mindset. Like that's why we have, those new restrictions with age on things now. You know what I'm saying? That's why things are PG-13 and like they have those things on, you know what I'm saying? Like now, because we're not supposed to be watching it if we're under a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why. You know what I'm saying? Back then, they were just like, oh, it's PG-13. We don't really know what that means, but, like, people can watch this. We just want them to watch it. So we're going to say it's PG-13 because if it's rated R, you know what I'm saying? That means that there was, like, sexual content in it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where, like, I feel like that fine basis is at. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let's run it.
Well, yes, real quick. To Vince's point, Howard the Duck has feathers. he also has on some pajamas, and then has on a house coat on top of that pajamas, which would lead you to believe it must be cold in there.
No, he's like no. He's like the Flanders guy off The Simpsons. Okay, he's very conservative. You know what I'm saying?
I don't need your neighbor. Okay.
Yeah, but my point is when I start this back up, look what she has on as opposed to what he has on. And then what Vince is saying makes sense. It's like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, like he's fully covered, you know. And they just let her walk out complete Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition,
as she's taking off clothes. By the way,
and she's still removing. Go to the tape.
Let's go. Let it roll.
Go to the tape.
I've given up trying to assimilate. I've got to get back to my own kind.
Come on, bro.
Although.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
I have developed a greater appreciation for the female version of the human anatomy.
Oh, Howard, you really are the worst.
Pause right there, bro. Pause right there, bro. Yo, this is Howard the Duck.
Well, he's like a sexy Flanders. How about that?
Oh my God.
He's got on Hugh. Hugh Hefner? Hugh Hefner's smoking robe. You know what I'm saying? And the girl is naked from the bottom down, yo. The Fallen Marvel sees it. What's up, Fallen Marvel? Yeah, my man, he sees it.
Yo, Playboy was a big thing back then, so that maybe that's who they were trying to, like, you know, they were like, hey, I got this. We're gonna have this dude, you know, we're gonna base him off of Hugh Hefner, you know, his lifestyle. But here's a twist: he's gonna be a duck.
This keyword "but" because it was completely in your face.
And the crazy thing is Howard wasn't even trying. Howard was talking about a situation in this scene, and the whole time she's bouncing on the bed with her butt in the direction of his face, and of the camera, and the whole time he's talking, and he's starting to. You can see that it's starting to hit him. That this is something else is happening right now. And that's why you heard the little, when he chuckled, he was like, he was like
exactly.
I know what's going down right now, but I'm gonna let you keep moving. Let's go.
We want your commentary too, Nolly. You ain't getting out of this free.
Oh, Jesus Christ. the minute she turned around, I said, that's so unfortunate. I could never.
I got a feel in my life. I really got.
Say it again, Nolly. My bad.
I said, it's so unfortunate that she's so flat.
Oh, man.
Ain't no ducktail there, boy.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Come on, Ty. Let's do it. You know, at this point, she's telling him to come get in the bed. That's what she
basically, you know what I'm saying?
She said, come get in the bed. You're so
Look at that robe coming off quick.
Look at it. Watch out. Let's go.
Pull on up.
Changed since you fell into a ducky.
Look at another. You got another robe on.
I'm glad somebody's happy.
If I could just get my career back on course, I'd only have the old standard worry left.
What's that?
Hold up. Pause.
Seem to find
Can we? First of all, can we give credit to the fact that this is not a CGI? There's somebody in that duck.
Yo, he pulled up like it's somebody in that thing. Like
he said, wait, let me do it this way so you can see it. Just posted on the bed. Tell me what's up, baby. Tell me what's
that is a real duck. That ain't no animatronic. There's a guy in this who just took off his robe and just got into bed.
How tall do you think is this guy that fits in this duck suit, though?
Oh, I mean, it's like Vern Troyer. It's got to be like he's what, 2'11"?
We can find out who the guy was that played.
It's probably a child.
No,
it was definitely not a child. Why would you put a child in a bed scene with
a child? Did not just take off his smoky robe to get into bed with the chick from Back to the Future, yo.
There have been worse things in Hollywood.
Just saying.
That part. Talking to you, Tiffany. Talking to you. That was Tiffany Haddish, not Tiffany anybody else. It's a puppet. It is not a puppet. Hold on, rewind that right quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewind it to where he gets in the bed. I want y'all to see how he gets in.
There's no way that a puppet. This is a whole human being right here.
Look at that! Right? Look at that pose. It's not a puppet pose. You can't get puppets' arms like that on casual.
I don't know how we got here. I'm glad we're here.
Yes, he was the first totally wireless puppet-led character, operated by radio controls and an actor inside the duck suit.
And an actor inside the duck suit. Yeah.
There was no puppet. He was in. Someone was in there.
So there was somebody in the suit.
In the suit.
Like this.
Yeah.
On the bed.
Yeah, there's somebody.
Hold on, how you look at?
You can see how he moved. Hold up, you can see how he moved. This is the human. Watch him. Now watch him. He's taking off that. Watch him. Here you go.
It's really gonna change since you fell into a ducky.
Yeah, well, I'm glad somebody's happy.
If I could just get my career back on course, I'd only have the
Look at
old
that.
standard one.
What's that?
That was perfect.
Hey, look. Hey, look. The little scoop. That's how I get in my bed. That
Yo,
little
he
scoop.
did do that.
When you scoot in the bed.
No,
Scoot.
he said,
You did the scoot.
He did the scoot. He did the scoop, bro. He like, that's how I get in my bed. Like, hold up.
He done shimmied his way up in there. Yes, he did.
Look, check him. He's gonna scoop. He does the scoop, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him from here. I'm gonna bring him from here. Look.
I got a feeling my life's really gonna change since you fell into a ducky.
Yeah, well, I'm glad somebody's happy.
If I could just get my career back on
Three.
course.
A 3. Yep. The ball is ready.
Maybe.
Look, he touching her.
You got the fingers. The fingers is coming, yo.
I think I might find happiness in the animal kingdom, ducky.
Like they say, Val, love's strange. We could always give it a try.
Hold up. Bruh, pause.
This is way too sexy.
There's a whole duck. This this is big duck energy. Right?
Big duck.
We are in the midst of complete big duck energy through Howard the Duck. Yeah, the ball is not coming to play with y'all. He said, "Yo, okay." We Tiff's here. Tiff's like, "Okay, what did I walk in?"
Oh, sorry, Tiff. You came in the weirdest time. My bad.
Sorry, y'all. Let's go ahead and get Tiff. Hold on. I ain't got the hot Tiff intro, but we just gonna go ahead and bring it on in. We talking about Howard the Duck today, and we talking Guardians. But to help us, since these is Disney characters, I suppose, we have the one and only Impromptu pulling up on the spot. Oh yeah, y'all already know her, and we definitely ain't settling for the one and only Tiff. What's up, Tiff? All right.
I like your haircut though.
Love it.
Thank you. Is it a cut or is it simply a different unit that I have attached to the back of my head?
That part.
For Kendall,
I love it though. It looks so cute.
Thank you for this thing to not even go. But Vince, you don't quit putting me in a box. This Disney tattoo means absolutely nothing. It's across the board, nigga. You Disney don't pay my bills, nigga.
Listen, all I know is look, Tiffy is obviously the undisputed champ of PR, villain or hero, right? So you go down the page. I mean, if anybody who isn't following Tiffy, you fucking up. All right, go ahead, stop. Wait, don't stop, but maybe in about an hour, go ahead and follow Tiff. But if you go down the page, man, you see all kind of stuff. But then we get into the Marvel, we get into the DC and everything like that, and it's there. But the passion for the projects that are Disney is completely like the energy. You can tell, Tiff. I'm sorry.
Yes, no, that is my expertise. It is the expertise. And was it you I was talking to on the account about why I had to take it off my page?
Yeah.
I ended up getting that, and I did it, and it was very good. So
you did get it. Hey! Okay, is it still on the low? We can't really talk about it.
It's still on the low, but it won't be soon. And it's not even like a big thing. It was just a very cool thing. Did not get paid for that either, but I was like,
hey, it's a big deal. Well, listen, for those of y'all don't know, man, Tiff grazed us, and I mean, in a miraculous way. I'm gonna keep it real. I still got like 5 more drops that I'm waiting for the right time to drop of videos that we got with Tiff. But I ain't gonna lie. Look, while you're here, since you're here, we was just talking Guardians. We was talking Howard the Duck. But these are obviously movies that, as of now, have been co-opted by Disney because they are basically monopolized comic book stuff, Star Wars to Marvel. But if we can, while we got you here, man, that freaking the whole settlement issue. It took a whole we have spent some time on here just basically cussing out the folks that decided that they thought they was gonna rear that Nolly. Am I lying? Even when she wasn't here,
it was a full-time job. Let me tell you.
Hold the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So
from that same post.
From that post, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you know, so.
And you know what? I really appreciate y'all because I felt like y'all had my back on that. And at first it was like, no, don't. First of all, thank you for letting me jump on. I really was in bed. I'm like, I'm ready in 10 minutes. The technology was not technology-ing, which is why I'm trying to figure out my camera angles. I'm like, I've never used my iPad before. I don't even know where to sit. But I really appreciate y'all having me because I get trolls. Normally, I do not feed them. And then something in me just snapped. I don't know what happened, but I'm like, no, I can't be silent on this nigga. I can't be silent any longer. And I know Nolly was in there. We were both just swinging in the comments. Today, we were messaging on Instagram because some nigga rolled up all hella late talking about
8 weeks later.
This is from 6 weeks ago. This is from 6 weeks ago. I'm not entertaining this nonsense no more.
Dropped like 7 comments. I was like, we will never know peace. We will
never know peace so long as these bottom of the barrel ass niggas.
Yo, well, it speaks. I mean, I've always told everybody on here that even though sometimes, often, if I'm gonna keep it real, we don't always think the same things, obviously, and we don't want that. Like I've always said, who wants the same group people thinking the same thing all the time? But what you exposed in that particular instance was the vast fragility of male pride. My God,
it's crazy.
I just didn't know. I didn't know. I've learned so much since we started putting things out in public about men specifically that I was unaware of. I didn't know that niggas is so easy to charm. You know how many motherfuckers I gotta be like, dude, I'm a dude in the DMs just because they see our profile pic and they think that I'm actually. I'm sorry, I'm not Domino. All right, I'm not.
And by and large, the most harassment I've received online has come from teenage white girls. I don't know why, and Black men specifically by a wide margin. It's kind of alarming that Black men attack that way, and it's like even if you do feel pressed, it's a cartoon. First of all, it's a cartoon. And you're telling me that you are aligning with Aladdin and I'm assuming because he was broke. So you must be broke as well. But you're arguing that he has all of this character and all of these good traits. My brother, where are yours? Because you're calling me all types of hoe. You said I got no husband but mad niggas. I said, don't forget my bitches. Don't disrespect my bitches like that. All of it. But you're revealing so much more about your character. So you don't align with Aladdin any way, shape, or form. We can throw out the fact that your Disney knowledge is just wrong and you don't want to test me on that. You're revealing so much about your character and it's all wrapped up in fragility. But I think there's something to be explored about why Black men specifically feel the need to turn violent when someone disagrees. I'm sorry I said that about ASAP. I was talking shit. I was jealous because it wasn't me with Rihanna, but I didn't mean to trigger y'all like that. This is my official apology. Goddamn. But
hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but fuck all that. Come talk to me. Goddamn it. Let me talk to you right quick. Fuck you, pussy ass, soft ass, not really having a real opinion, just want to talk shit about a woman ass. Don't want to sit here and be safe behind your little screen ass. Probably in your grandma's basement because you don't pay no rent, ain't got no job, ain't got no woman ass. Mad at the motherfucker who gonna come out their mouth and talk the truth about a character that don't exist, my nigga. Where the fuck they do that at? Certainly not in their feelings, because that ain't where we was trying to be. But we definitely got y'all to come out. And we showed you that it don't take much. All we gotta do is talk about Aladdin and his hammer pants. And all of a sudden, y'all are so offended. Woo, Lord. What I did love, though, Tiffy, was the Tiff. Hold on, let's call them the Tiff Hive. The Tiff Hive came. I was like, not my PR villain. No, y'all even. Oh, she ate him. She ate him, boo. And I just sit there and I eat it up. I'd be like, yeah, she ate me. She got me. She got me.
but I like that between us, we were just like, we can switch sides on this argument because at the end of the day, it's fun. I'm talking shit. Exactly. Like if you ask me what my favorite Disney movie is, it is Aladdin. There's a picture on my profile, and it's just me holding all my Aladdin gear, looking obsessed and unwell like a Disney adult. This shit is for fun, and I appreciate y'all for understanding that energy. And I'm sorry that it was lost on the internet for some reason.
Don't be sorry, because what was her name?
Yeah.
Winnie Harlow. What's
Winnie Harlow?
Winnie pulled up on it. What's the other young lady that ended up following you as a result? She's like, oh, you just made me obsessed with you, or somebody.
There was something. She's beautiful. I followed her back.
This beautiful girl from the reality show. So we tracked every single view. We're like, oh, look who just looked at our story. You know what I'm saying? So it's there. But having said that, we talked enough about Aladdin. I'm assuming that you did have an opportunity to see the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yes, I did.
And I didn't see any commentary on your page about it. So that's why I didn't know if you was into it. So why don't you go ahead and just let us know? I'm going to take this down and go ahead, review to the world. If you give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down. A thumbs up if you loved it, thumbs down if you hate it. You can even go a meh in the middle if you ain't had no other thumbs up.
I don't have enough thumbs to put up.
All right, I'm going to take it down to 3, 2, 1. Hey, look at all them thumbs.
So many thumbs.
So big thumbs up. Okay, all right. So Tiff, Star Child, why you love the movie so much then?
I mean, I feel like it just did. Actually, I be taking notes because I am gonna drop a video, and I've just never pressed about getting it out right away anymore.
Okay.
But scanning through my notes, like I said, I had to fight tears because I'm like, oh, my eyelashes are on and my glue is in my purse, but I'm not dealing with this in public. I'm not gluing my eyelashes back on. Everything about it, I think the storytelling. I feel that this is what we wanted from a villain. This is what they built up with Kang, specifically. They were going to give us this villain that was super scary, and we were supposed to be so afraid of him. And then Kang got taken out by a bunch of ants. Then you had the high evolutionary fucking Herbert. This man was terrifying, and I don't like when men yell. So, but I feel like he brought the energy that we were expecting from Kang, and this man didn't even have like powers. He had technology. So I would love for the directors of these different Marvel projects to have like a nice group chat, maybe like in WhatsApp or something. And that way they can compare notes. Well, my guy's going to be on 8 and he's supposed to be really scary. So yours got to be on 7 because he can't be scarier than my guy. It's going to be confusing. Wow. Like, I feel like this is what we've been wanting from a villain and from a movie. Everything to me worked together. I will say, and now this might be a terrible opinion, but when the High Evolutionary destroyed other Earth, anti-Earth? Counter Earth. When he destroyed that and all of those animal people died, I wasn't sad because they were ugly.
Oh!
They were weird. They were weird to me. I didn't like them.
Tell us how you really feel.
Hold on. The ugly delegation would like to repudiate.
I don't even talk to ugly people.
Those of us coming from ugly Earth would like to reject those notions. Ugly people got feelings too. To quote Old Dirty Bastard, we to all the ugly girls because we know you're pretty too, baby. Ow.
No, okay, and I'm sorry, not even ugly, but I'll be nicer. I felt no attachment to them. Like, yes, we understand why they're there and it sucks their circumstance. They're just living their lives. But it was a little too weird for me. I was with the mechanical animals more. And maybe because we spent more time with them, we knew their struggles. We were on their side. They had Baby Rocket. That was his family. But when I felt nothing, when the earth was exploding, I was just like, sometimes you gotta scrap a project and make something better. I understand.
Wow! Holy shit! Yo! All right.
I now officially feel as though I found the villain I've been looking for, and and I never knew you were as close to me as you were, Tim. But this is real villain shit. This is real villain shit.
Hilarious.
This is
Oh my
such a
God.
villain. Yo, when she said scrap the project, some projects need to be. I'm like, whoa,
Bruh, savage.
You ain't ever start a cosplay over?
Yo, come on, yo. First of all, please direct all hate mail towards @TiffanyStarChild. That's on Instagram @TiffanyStarChild. We'll let y'all know this thing. You know what I'm saying? These sentiments do not represent the representation of New Blood Order. Blah, blah, blah. Not just play. Yo, but yo, the kids. Tiffy, there's ugly kids on that planet, yo. You just
there's ugly kids.
They should be mad at their parents, not me. I think I'm ugly.
God, yo,
I'm talking shit. But creepy, yes, creepy is a better way of describing it.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
I love Tiffy.
Yo,
She speaks from the heart, yo. She speaks from the heart, okay?
Don't turn this into a reel.
She said, I blame their parents.
They're gonna attack
I
me
blame the
again.
parents.
They're gonna attack me again on the
parents-
internet.
The ones that were made through their DNA and like a test tube somewhere and some freaking shit. Like it's she's unapologetic. Oh my God, yo! All right, listen. I just want to take this message, this opportunity to apologize to all the ugly people in the comments.
It's not your fault.
It's your mama and daddy fault.
Oh,
They should
man.
have never bumped uglies. In the
It was
first
creepy. I didn't mean ugly, but
All right, well, damn. Well, hold on, but you did tap into something though. But I could already see the real and the hate, and it just came into my head like the formula. I'm loving it already. But
I'm gonna kick out the engagement.
I never let this down. But you did tap into something legit. Because Ty, low key, you've been saying this for quite some time.
Mhm.
Ty has actually been saying Marvel has gotten way too invested in giving us these rational villains, right? Giving us these villains that you can root for. You know, even with Thanos, there's people going around saying Thanos was right. You know what I'm saying? With Loki, he's on both sides of the aisle. Sometimes he's Republican, sometimes
He's a
Democrat.
good guy. He's a good guy.
You know what I'm saying?
We love him now. We love Loki now.
We do
This
love
nigga
Loki.
brought the whole first Avengers was about Loki. This nigga tried to kill New
He
York.
redeemed himself, Vince. Calm
For
down.
Loki.
Come on
We
now.
love Loki. Loki,
Yeah.
we love Loki.
We love Loki. Just let
Loki
it
is,
go.
I've said this and I'll say this again. Loki is the biggest star that Marvel has right now. That is that he is.
Are you
He
nuts?
is. I'm telling he is.
You are out of your mind. Are
Let
you
me tell-
serious?
Let me tell you why.
Please.
Hiddleston, or is that his last name? Hiddleston, Tom Hiddleston,
Yes.
is one of the best actors that they have. That is bar none, without argument. He is one of the best actors. His personality and his charm is what won us over. Because this nigga was trying to kill people for the first 3, 4, 5 movies. And we was still like, yo, you know, he might not be that bad. Like he just killed some creepy people. He didn't kill like the regular people. You know what I'm saying? We love this dude now. Loki series, I'm telling you again, and I'll say this the same way I said it the first time before it came out. Loki would have been the best series that Marvel had. And guess what? Loki was the best series that Marvel had. So I'm telling you again, when Loki comes back, because we forget about people when they gone for a little while. You start forgetting and start trying to fill their shoes and put other people in their place. But when he comes back, it's gonna be the same thing that I said. Loki is the biggest star that they got. You can say whatever.
It sounds like you just basically said that you got a crush on Tom Hiddleston, and if you want to say that, just say that.
I mean, listen. I'm man enough to say he's a nice looking gentleman. And, he's not my type. He's not my type. I'm not, but he's a nice looking gentleman. But he got swag. He got swag. The dude got swag.
Wait, his wife is black.
And he do love him some black women.
Yeah, his wife is black.
women.
Okay, he's down to hang out the cookout.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah, he
and
does
there's
have a
that.
black wife.
You know what I mean?
That is true. He did marry a black woman. He does have taste. He didn't lose that during the COVID crisis. However,
Oh my gosh.
So it sounded like Nolly that at some point in time we're going to see Tom Hiddleston come out the bathroom with his little negligee on. Go ahead, run the scene, bro. So hold on. I want to jump real quick because we got the illustrious Tiff in our midst right now. We definitely want to take advantage of getting her opinion because she's got such a vibrant opinion on so many things. And now you and Ty have merged on your opinions of this villain, and you're not alone. I mean, Tiffy also does rep the Black Nerd Problems clique, and they even said here that this is a top 5 MCU villain when it comes to being a villain, an absolute piece of shit, a truly evil individual, a menace, a monster, hurt my feelings like he was talking to me type of villain. Do we need more of this, Tiff? Is this what Marvel's fucking up?
I've never looked at it from a standpoint of like, do the villains need to be more villainous? But I agree. And when I go see these movies, I am looking at it from like, okay, now how can I spin this to villain PR? And almost immediately I was like, I cannot spin this for villain PR. So I do have morals, and I have things that even in jokes I won't touch. But I was like, I can't defend this nigga. I can't, I don't even want to take myself there mentally. So I'll joke about things, but I don't think that he has any sort of redeeming anything coming his way. And it is kind of refreshing to see this man was just unhinged. Wow. He was just unhinged.
But I mean, I could see you spinning it on, well, listen, them kids was ugly anyway. Do we really need
so I would do I don't know how much of the villain PR you see, but for villains that I don't want to defend, that character Denise will have a conversation with them and tell them why. Okay. So there might be a joke that I throw in and be like, I get it, those kids were ugly, but you can't kill them. I might say a joke like that, but I wouldn't defend all of the behavior. I have morals.
No, you don't lie to us. You lie to yourself. You know what I'm saying? But don't lie. Nah, just playing. All right. Fair enough. I think that, Ty, would you agree though with this post? Do you think that this is one of MCU's top 5 villains that we just saw in the High Evolutionary?
Okay. I'm saying because it's not a lot of villains, and but I do agree with Tiff. He doesn't really have any redeeming qualities. I would have liked to have seen, and again, we've discussed this, where the power levels just doesn't add up. If you're gonna have this mega threat level, give me mega threat level power. I mean, I need you to not just be able, your group, you need to go and recruit another group. Powers. But that's the power in itself is in the technology. So his technology was far superior, obviously supposed to be, because he created all of these different societies. I mean, we saw thousands upon thousands of different, whatever those things were, that were different species that he had created. So what I saw was this high evolutionary with this technological power that just doesn't exceed a certain level, to where it just, I would have liked to see him more than one movie. Put it like that. You know what I mean? Like that part. You don't, the same thing they did with Kang. You don't defeat him with a bunch of ants. I don't give a fuck if it's Ant-Man's movie. That makes no sense.
Ant-Man should not have walked out of that movie. He should have died.
And look, and that's what I've been noticing is, like, ever since we lost Tony, there's been this, and I mean, we lost Chadwick, but that was indirectly. Right. You know what I'm saying? But ever since then, it's like Marvel's afraid to really kill people.
Well, they killed Ramonda.
That part.
They killed a human.
They killed Ramonda.
Yeah, Queen Ramonda.
They killed a human.
Well, yeah. Well,
no. What I mean by that is, Ramonda was the queen. Outside of that, she was just a human. They killed his father too. I'm talking about superheroes in the Marvel universe. Okay. They're afraid to kill these people and let us grieve. We did it for Tony. Why couldn't we do it for Rocket? Or if you don't want to kill Rocket, then kill Star-Lord. and let us grieve for Star-Lord.
I would have been okay with a dead Star-Lord. When he was in space, again, I was just like, this is the way. And then he lived, and I was like,
That's hard for me, so I don't know.
Yo, and you're not alone. I want to quote one of our. I want to shout out to we miss you, Steph. I hope you're watching the replay, and all that are watching the replay. Make sure y'all pull up. But Steph, she was the last of us to see it, and we kind of were all on here gushing. Oh my God, did you see it? It was great. It was awesome. And Steph was like, I ain't looking forward to seeing no goddamn raccoon and no piece of shit that won't tweet about his disabled child. Like that's basically what Steph always brings the reality into it, right? Which is what we love about her. But then so she says she saw the movie, and this was her reaction. She says, oh my God, she's so freaking stupid. She says, all right, saw the movie. I mean, stupid in a good way. All right, don't misread me stuff. So she says, okay, saw the movie. Oh, what does it say? Where does she say it? Saw it, and I'm still unbothered. But what did she say? Where is it? Why do I not see it?
We talk too much.
We talk too much. Y'all done pushed it all the way to the top. I can't even see it no more. Anyway, well, she said something along the lines of like, oh my God, I was so angry when Star-Lord ends up living. And oh, here it is. I got it. I'm gonna put this on the screen. But she basically says, I saw Guardians, I was unmoved, and I was very, in all caps, disappointed when they revived Star-Lord.
So was I though. So was I. My boyfriend turned to me. He was like, "Oh my God," because I was like, "Be fucking for real." For real.
It was the perfect opportunity. It was the perfect opportunity to kill out this cat. But we're under the assumption, see, what we do, unfortunately, in our world is we assume, Nolly, that everybody thinking like us. And what we don't realize is that half the country thinks like Star-Lord. You know what I'm saying? And they want this dude to exist. You know what I'm saying? So it ends up weighing out.
I will say, I think that Chris Pratt, and I hate to admit it, I think that he really does a good job as an actor, because in this movie and in Mario, I went in prepared to be a hater. I had my hater lenses on, but I don't see Chris Pratt when he does these roles. I'm completely into whatever character he's playing. So I will give him that. With Mario, I wasn't hearing Chris Pratt or distracted by Chris Pratt. And with Star-Lord, I was able to get into that character. So
yeah, Chris Pratt. He be pratting. It sucks when you have to like somebody that you don't want to, I guess, huh? Here's what she says. She says she was disappointed. And I agree. I think there is an element of Chris Pratt that's the definition of a good actor, right? I mean, you're supposed to be somebody who you're actually not. And for him to be in the political, religious realm that he is and still be getting booked for these parts, I guess says something about his acting capability. Let me ask you this, Tiff. What was your feelings about the whole Star-Lord versus Gamora 2 relationship? Did that get played well in the movie?
I think it got played really well. And I think that I'm happy by the end he learned to let it go. Because one of my things with him is like, this man talks too much. It was his issue with Thanos in Infinity War, and that's how we ended up in that whole situation. Look at his fucking face. But like, but you know, he talks too much, and at some point, Gamora, why did they give her this? Sorry, I'm very distracted. I didn't like her name.
All right. Let me stop. Let me take him off.
But I'm happy. It went from kind of almost harassing her. So when she finally snapped and was like, "I'm not this person who you want me to be," she's just coming out of getting away from Thanos. That version of Gamora was just getting away from this horrible abuser that kept torturing her and her sister to be what he wanted them to be. So to have this man come along and be like, well, you're this person and we love each other, I understood fully her rage. And I was actually really happy at the end of the movie when she ended up not being with him, with her own family, for him to be like, you're not even a Ravager, I'm a Ravager. That was her family. They were hugged up on her and genuinely happy to see her at the end. So I expected them to get back together, but I'm happy that they didn't, because that made more sense for her character arc. And I'm happy he was able to let her go. So
yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Like, it would have been a little too perfect.
Yeah.
He ended up liking him after all of that. Like the fact that she did give him finality, and she was like, look, you know, maybe we would have been cool. I bet we had some good times. All right.
Right.
But I ain't your girl, homeboy.
I ain't your girl. And sometimes it just sucks that way.
Yeah,
they really
man.
did. But I'm just like, do they not have clarifying shampoo with the Ravengers? Because her hair was different. It was very, and it was very silky in the other films. And this one was given wet and wavy crochet. And I need to know who made that decision. Who made that decision? You look, it don't flow. It don't do nothing.
Maybe that was
her hair is dead.
Maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's the difference between the old and the new is hair care.
Them timelines
hair
split.
care is that
Hair care.
one was more into hair care, the other is more into.
Y'all messed up.
But you know what? Her hair was nice, but her insides were broken. So that's a message to hallelujah. Sometimes you look nice on the outside, but your inside is wet and wavy crochet. You gotta flip it.
Let's go down the list real quick, and then let's talk about some other stuff, just to kind of put some finality on it. We didn't really talk about the whole arc of Nebula. All right, Nebula started off as this chick who we could not. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I mean, she was unlikable. You know, she didn't want to be around nobody. She had this stank ass attitude. Everybody was always, against her, and she just wanted to, it was a whole weird thing. And at the end of it, we're like, okay, I fucks with you, Nebula. You know what I'm saying? Do we come to terms with a good story arc for her at the end of the day, Tiff? What you think?
I think that they did an incredible job with Nebula. The whole, I'm so impressed with her character arc. And I don't know if I would put her in villain PR. Ain't nothing to defend at this point. Like, they've shown that beautifully for Nebula herself. And I think the biggest one was when Gamora went to go hit Peter or something, and it's Nebula that stops her and doesn't even try to fight her. She's just like, listen, we're not doing this. And she understands fully. I've had the journey. You haven't had the journey, but it's whatever. I adore Nebula. And the open the fucking door part, that was hilarious. So just the way they found those funny moments with those characters, Nebula, to me, I will stand forever. If I didn't at first, now I do. Her and her, they were fucking her up though. They said
they were fucking her up, and she was just right.
And she should fuck y'all. I'm gonna be back in a moment. She locked herself back into and she's back in the fight.
I forgot about the fact that she would just kind of percolate her.
The whole movie she was getting fucked up.
Yeah, man.
But I love that because they're not these perfect fighters. They took a lot of hits. They're just stronger than everybody else, so they can come back swinging.
Yeah, I mean, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know Gamora to particularly have any powers, so to speak. I mean, she's just a well-trained. She's kind of like the Scarlett Johansson of her planet. She's like the Black Widow. She's just got all these powers. I don't know if she really has. I mean, I think in the comics she was a little bit stronger.
She has
enhancements. Yeah, Thanos did some work on her, but not to Nebula's extent, and that was Nebula's issue. Like, Gamora was better, and so Nebula got the enhancements and the torture to try to improve her, basically to be like Gamora.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. So at the end, towards the latter half of the movie, we finally learned that basically the group is breaking up. All right, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, ain't gonna be no more Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got Def Jam. They got their own. All right, it's an old reference. Who would be all right? Migos? Nah, that's not. That's tragic. You know what? They breaking up, man. It is what it is.
Right.
So we are now of the understanding that potentially we have a new Guardians of the Galaxy that stars the folks that are on the screen here. Are we liking this? Are we loving it? And also, one time for HGH Groot over there, Jesus Christ, this dude is like, holy shit. Talk about, man, not skipping leg day. Go ahead.
He got that good fertilizer.
The one thing you didn't say about, and nobody said nothing about, like, the fact that Groot could talk the whole time. Like, I was when I heard that, I was like, you gotta be shitting me.
Wait.
I was like, this nigga been saying Groot the whole time.
But is it because we can understand? I feel like that they were saying that we can understand Groot now. Like, we've been rolling with the squad long enough that now we're hearing what they hear, because none of them. I sat with this at night. Because I'm just like, I feel like because they didn't have any any reaction to him saying different words. I think that we were hearing what they've been hearing all along. That was that was my takeaway. I could be wrong, but I'm like, oh, we understand him. Like, I think that
my boyfriend said that James Gunn confirmed that we're understanding Groot.
Well, all right. First of all, shout out to the Mountain for pulling up on us in the background. Hope he's all right. But that's Tiffy. That's Nolly's man's name, the Mountain. He came out.
Hello, the Mountain.
Hello, Mr. The Mountain. So here's the thing. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy, Groot spoke. He said, and I quote, "We are Groot."
I thought he just had an accent.
All right. I mean, he didn't say it like that. Yeah, he had an accent. Say, say we are Groot, Groot from Kingston, Jamaica. But so in this one, what does he say? He says we are family. What does he say again? He says,
"I love you guys."
I love you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess
clear. By the way,
I guess
it's like he's been speaking English longer than we. You know what I mean? So I was just like, what? Hold up.
Well, I mean, I guess that was kind of the theme with Gamora. Gamora, 2.0. The whole time Groot was talking to the Guardians, and she's like, why the hell is y'all acting like he's saying shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, he is saying shit. She's like, no, he's not. He's saying I am Groot. You know what I'm saying? And then towards the end, he said something to her, and she was like, oh yeah. So I guess Tiffy's point is right. I guess we are now Groot. And I guess after a while, you learn the language just by being a part of his little squad, I suppose. Nolly, I guess that's how it goes. Go ahead.
Oh, do y'all remember The Mummy? I guess it would be The Mummy Returns. Way back when with Brendan Fraser and and they have Imhotep and he comes back and he's speaking the ancient Egyptian, and then at some point they switch and he's speaking English. Same type of moment where he's talking to the little boy, and I was for a moment, and I was young and dumb, but I was like, I speak ancient Egyptian, holy shit! But it was like the same vibe of like, oh, I understand what the and then I was like, no, dumbass.
so I guess that means Ty. I guess that means that
we speak Groot.
He's in a sense he's not it's a form of telepathic. It's a telepathic type of, you know what I'm saying, like some sort of communication, right? Where it sounds like this to everybody else, but between those who I want to communicate with, they hear me, type of thing. Kind of like every droid on Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? I don't speak binary, but when R2 was like, beep, boop, beep, boop, I'm like, nah, R2, of course we can't fit her in the truck. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? I don't know what he just said, but anyway, that is what it is. Last question about Guardians. Is Rocket and this squad right here going to be able to carry the legacy of the Guardians? Maybe. Do we anticipate maybe seeing another movie where we have Rocket leading? No. And no, we're not loving that. Tiff, we're not. What's up? No.
I think, and if I'm over talking and people will, because I could talk forever, but I think that if we do see Guardians, we'll see cameos from the ones that we care about. We'll see Rocket, we'll see Kraglin. Well, I think that's how you say his name. And we'll see Groot. Like, if we have to pull them in for something, and they might reference the other ones, but they won't take center stage like we've been with the core Guardians group for the past however many years. So they might be pulled in for something to a different ensemble movie, and we know that they're Guardians, but I don't think that we're going to ever focus on their story again. I will say, in case we don't get to him, Adam Warlock, I don't know if that's what they intended when they teased his character in the post-credit scene of Guardians 2, but he was so unexpectedly funny. That hug at the end where he's like, I'm gonna put my hands here. Let me just get on this action. My mother is fast. So with him going in for that, so he's just like, and then he's part of the team. It was so pure. It was so good. I think that this movie hit all the marks that Thor: Love and Thunder tried to do, if that makes sense. Thor, they managed to balance the funny and the serious very well, and I feel like Thor: The Love and Thunder tried to do that and just made a goofy movie instead. Did not make a Disney.
A goofy movie?
I'm not a Disney girl. I accidentally.
We're always bringing it back to the Disney. That makes sense, though. You know what I'm saying? And we'll always be together. All right. Anyways, all right. Took it to a whole other set. Well, listen, man. I thought that the movie was stellar, obviously, and we were loving everything about it. But it is kind of noteworthy how much better this project was than Ant-Man, which kind of hopes they kind of hope that whoever it is that the Marvels and the upcoming movies is going to be just as well. I mean, I know Across the Spider-Verse is a Sony film, but still it is Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's some other Marvel news afoot, Tiff. And I'm wondering, before we get into the upcoming Little Mermaid release, which I know you've got opinions about, which are on display on your page. But I'm wondering about some upcoming Marvel news. Nolly let us know that we are soon to have the X-Men re-release. All right. And as of right now, for those of y'all who didn't read the article, yes, they have actually revealed who the two main characters are set to be in this upcoming film. I mean, this upcoming project. And so, Yaz and Ty and maybe Tiffin neither. Who would you guess of the X-Men are going to be the main? Now, just to kind of give you a heads up, remember in the very first release, we kind of started with Jubilee. All right, Jubilee kind of having the holding the helm. Wolverine sometimes it kind of bounced around, but they have specifically singled out two of the X-Men, and I'm wondering if y'all could guess which ones are going to be spotlit in this upcoming release. Yaz, why don't you go first?
Well, I gotta go first.
You look so confused.
I think. What about like Jean Grey and Beast?
Wrong. Not now one of them. Ty, what's up, homeboy?
Wolverine and Storm.
Half wrong.
So Wolverine. Wolverine.
Tiff,
And
do you know already, Tiff? Or
I know.
You know. Okay. All right.
I know.
All right. Come on. All right. You got one of them right, Ty. All right. You got one of them right. Can you guess which one of those it is? I'm a man. Fuck y'all, man. Y'all don't know shit, man. God damn it. So the actual storyline is going to be about Storm and Cyclops, who actually have some romance in the comic books, depending on which version you're reading. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out. Are we excited about this, Tiff? Are we happy?
Yes.
Are we elated?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Anytime Storm gets her shine, I'm very excited. And any Cyclops appreciation I have, because I did not like Cyclops. And then I had a conversation with Omar over it took him months to convince me otherwise. But now I'm like, you know what? Scott Summers, you ain't so bad. So now I'm excited for the both of them. So
I don't know, man. I'm starting to think Omar just likes white dudes with glasses.
Listen, I cannot defend Cyclops like Omar can, so I don't want to. I can't. But
yeah, you definitely can. Yeah,
I don't think anybody can. But from what he has shown me about Scott's journey and how he holds it down for his team, whether or not that decision is popular, I'll say that I'm excited to see Cyclops and Storm head the team. I think that that's incredible and amazing.
Yeah. I think that that's dope. And by the way, I'm just kidding, Omar. I think it's hilarious I do think it's funny though that those is his favorite too, is Cyclops and Matt Murdock, and they're both like white men with visual acuity that's really low. But Nolly, you knew about this. What say you? I know you will love the X-Men, and our boy Tyrone does as well. Is this a good follow-up? What say you to this decision?
I'm hype. I'm super hype. I'm a huge fan of the original cartoon. It was my kind of like my shoe into Marvel with my dad. He would, watch Saturday morning cartoons with me, and we would collect the little X-Men trading cards and stuff like that. So I'm pretty hype, and I love the fact that it's going to focus on Storm and Cyclops. Like, I'm ready. I am ready. I hope that the theme song is just as fire. Like, get me in there.
All right, Tiff. I'm wondering if this means that they're going to go into some of the relationships that these X-Men had. What say you? Because we know Storm, if she's being cast as the lead, she also had a little bit of time with Logan. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that.
Uh-oh. We're
Uh-oh.
echoing.
Okay, hold on. Now we good. I got this. Pop. How about that right there? Did we do that right?
We can't hear you.
I got my computer up. I'm back on my regular.
Hey, it's computer Tiff.
This whole time I'm trying to get on the computer again.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'll re-ask the question. Do you think we might see some of the relationships explored? I mean, we're so used to Jean Grey being in the middle of this love triangle, so to speak. But in actuality, Aurora wasn't playing around either. You know what I'm saying? Do you think they're going to explore this at all, Tiff?
You know, I have no idea where they're going to go with the story, especially since what we knew as kids and the storylines that they explored there's been so much that have happened like within the comic books. And I'm not even caught up on everything. So who am I? Like, there's things that I'm so unaware of, and so many things that they can explore. I'd be surprised if anybody's relationship was at the center of it. And I feel like all the storytelling that they can do with Storm and Cyclops, we love the slice of life. We love seeing them as advanced humans, but humans, or what humanizes them and makes them relatable. But I can't even conceptualize relationships when there's just so much action that's going to happen. Like, are they going to get into fucking what's their island name? I can't think of it now. I'm thinking Krakoa. Like, are we going to touch Krakoa? Are we going to get into Araco and any of that? So I'm not thinking love. I'm thinking action.
Well, shoot, that's my type of motherfucker right there. You better pull on up with the action. You know what I'm talking about? But Ty, you can't help but notice. Now, here's something else interesting, Ty. All right, so in the article that discusses what some of the plots are, and evidently this is not your usual Professor X-led X-Men squad. This storyline takes place after Professor X leaves Earth, goes into space, and guess who is heading now the X-Men as a result of Professor X not being there? None other than one Mr. Magneto himself. All right.
Interesting.
So I'm wondering how this looks, because I mean, the X-Men that we watched growing up, Magneto was kind of the enemy, but not, he definitely wasn't at the school of gifted, with Xavier. So how does that look? Xavier, you know what I'm saying? I mean, excuse me, Magneto telling Wolverine what to do, telling Scott Summers what to do. Does this work, Ty?
I mean, we're gonna find out. I mean, it sounds a lot like the relationship that Xavier had with Magneto in the First Class, when they were friends, and they would lean on each other, and and have that type of relationship. So, and I think in that they were working together. They were kind of working together. So I don't see it being much different from that. I think with Magneto in the comic books and also in the animated series, Magneto can be triggered. So it just depends what button you push to change his perspective on how to do things at that time. So if him and Charles are in a good place, and everything seems like it's in a good place, then he'll be good. As soon as like things kind of get out of hand and somebody dies, then Magneto's ready to kill. Then that's what it is.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess we'll have to see. I'm a little nervous about that. I don't. It sounds like we're doing a lot of reconfiguration of our mindsets as it pertains to the X-Men. So some folks tend to lose their mind when you change things around. Hence, all of the backlash we're seeing about the upcoming Little Mermaid. Obviously, we're almost there. Tiff, we're 2 weeks away from the release, and I'm reading good things. Now, I don't know, I know Tiff is like, she's content creator royalty, so she probably has been seeing the movie like months ago. I'm sure Disney sent her the screener.
No, and actually a lot of people from our community, like of Disney, like content creators, a lot of us did not get the opportunity to see it early, and some of us did, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay not being the first all the time, and I'm happy to hear that it's getting good reviews. Oh no, I'm frozen. Okay, I'm back. But I'm happy about the reviews from my friends that have seen it. I've heard positive things. I feel like I can share this here. I got to see her perform it live, Part of Your World. And
that's cool.
That was insane. Because I was excited before. I'm like, yeah, Ariel, Little Mermaid. I love Little Mermaid. We're gonna see it. I was crying watching her perform it. And because she's Ariel. And that's why I speak so passionately. Like, if you look at her and don't see Ariel, and it's because of her skin or because she doesn't look like the classic Ariel, you're weird. You're a hater and probably a racist. That girl is Ariel, and it's gonna hit all the marks that it should in your chest space or wherever you feel your love for Ariel. I'm so excited for this movie, so much more than I was before even.
Wow. So you saw her perform. Where? How? Talk to us again. Like. All right, you know what? Maybe you can't tell it. All right. All right, fine. You keep your secrets. What did they say in Lord of the Rings?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's an. When does this go like? But,
all right, never mind.
But I will say that I was able to see it. It was incredible, and I went in going, "Oh, what a! I'm just so blessed. What an opportunity to like. Oh my! I kept saying it. My friends were sick of me because I was like, "Yo, this is crazy. No, this is crazy. We have a like. This is crazy. Like." That's when the full weight of it hit me, like what it means. And I know that we've had Brandy playing Cinderella way back in 1997. There's something different about that. That was Roger and Hammerstein's version of Cinderella. And I think that's how Disney kind of justified it, or it was okay, because it was not that Cinderella. It was not the 1950 Cinderella. But this is Ariel. She is official. They took, and I never thought that I would see the day. I went back to a YouTube video I made in 2019 talking specifically just about how, and I was so much nicer than, the Tiffy was just so nice. She gone. But just how I used to be upset when my mom, she would be like, one day, we'll have different Black characters. I'm like, no, we won't, Mom. It'll never happen. You don't understand Disney. But like, no, we for real have like a Black Ariel, and she's official. She's in it. Black Tinkerbell, when her was up there as Belle, like that's. But this is the big budget one. This is they're rolling out all the carpet, the blue carpet, and everything. It is incredible. The impact is like really hitting me. Even though I've been fighting for this stuff, I'm starting to feel it like a Disney fan, like a little girl again. And that to me is what's just insane. Like.
I share your excitement, but I'm starting to something changed in me when Halle was declared as Little Mermaid, and I became my thoughts like, all right, I'm gonna go down this road, and I shouldn't, and I know we said we would never do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway because fuck it, right? I know we don't get political, but there have been certain candidates that run for some offices, whereas when they run, I'm like, oh shit, I like that motherfucker. And then when somebody talks shit about him, you're like, yo, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like you start to embrace like your ambitions for their candidacy become your own life. And I feel that way with Ariel. Now when the motherfuckers talking cat shit about Ariel, I'm like, oh, who the fuck is you? Fuck you. I guess I'm afraid now, because now that I have that closeness to the movie, that once I start seeing any negative reviews of the movie, will I lose my shit? Because I can already see folks coming in saying, okay, so let me get this straight. Javier Bardem is the father, and she don't got no other Black sisters, but she's the Black one, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can already see all these questions coming. Oh, so Ariel, the only Black person under the sea? You know what I'm saying? Because let's look at the cast of characters that they've got here. So these are the folks that are going to be starring in the movie. Okay, so we've got Halle. Obviously, she is our princess, but everybody else except for my man David Diggs, who I think was in Hamilton or something like that. Isn't that your boy from that train show? Ty.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So he's the lobster, or he's what is he? Flounder? Who is he?
He's, Sebastian the Crab.
He's Sebastian. Okay. So already you can already hear the Caribbean culture being like, oh, so we can't even get blah blah. Javier. We've got all of these other cast members, but she is the reigning queen of it. So I can already see folks being like, oh, so she's the token of this. I don't know how we,
Well, to gently correct you, you're wrong. But because Ariel's sisters are multiracial.
Right.
Triton was a hoe, and I love that for him. And apparently the story is
Triton was a hoe.
Right. No, yeah. So the story is that the different sisters represent the different seas, 7 sisters, 7 seas around the world, which was some rumors about that with the original one. They've changed their names. So we don't have Aquata, Atina, Adela. We don't have those ones anymore. But like Simone Ashley is Indira for the Indian Sea, for example. And that was Homegirl. That was the lead character in season 2 of Bridgerton. And there's this beautiful, I pulled it up because I do not have this memorized. But yeah, she has a sister from the islands of the Caucasus Mountains, I believe. And she looks like she has a Hispanic one. There's this beautiful black lady. What is her name? Oh, she has an Asian sister. Sienna King is Tamika. They named her Tamika. They were serious about that. Tamika. So she has, all of them are different races. And I think less about, they're different races for this reason. I think you have to view it like 1997 Brandy Cinderella, where we're literally, that is true colorblind casting. We're not supposed to be looking at skin like that at all. We're just looking at how beautiful they are. They represent different areas and skin tones and things like that. And what I didn't know, we were so focused on everything else. Eric's mother, first of all, I'm like, he has a mother, because we don't see his parents at all in the first movie. But Eric's mother is a black woman as well. So I think just across the board, they went for that vibe of just colorblind casting. And people are really going to have to suspend disbelief and just get into it and go along for the journey. So she is not the token at all. They've colorblind casted the cast.
Thank you. I will. Hey, listen. I will take my third punch. I've been wrong every time. I said
to be corrected, boy.
Yeah, I will be corrected every single time. Yeah, ouch. It's a real. It's a good pain. I like it. So you're saying that, first of all, 2 things she said interest me. She said that there's a daughter from the Caucasoid Mountains or some shit like that. Where did she say the Caucasian?
The mountains. She's white. I'm saying that she's white.
Oh, my Milka Magnesia. She is in the building. All right, cool. And then the black all right, so the young man, if y'all can look, this guy down here, I can't, let me see it. Oh, you can't see it. All right. The guy down between the 2 women on the right, it looks like James Dean a little bit. I think that's
Howard King.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the prince. So that's who we're gonna see there. Now we also, as you see here, we have another Ursula. Ursula is Melissa McCarthy. How you feel about that casting, Tiff?
At first, I was very unexcited about it because I'm not really a fan of Melissa McCarthy, but I've only seen projects. I've seen very limited projects of hers. So I allowed my friends that are more familiar. See, this camera angle is just much more friendly. Use more clips of this. But some friends put me on that she actually has great acting chops. And it wasn't until they had the trailer for this movie. She did this thing as Ursula where she was like, I live for it. She did this thing as Ursula where I was like, that there is a villain. So it made me very excited. I was on board. I was on board after that. So I'm excited to. What I forgot, dadgummit, I forgot Aquafina was in this damn movie.
I was just about to say, how did you guys not see? And Stephanie's gonna have the biggest problem with that she's Scuttle. Yeah.
Why? What do you think? What do you think about that? Yes.
I just think that's interesting that they threw her in again, you know what I'm saying? And still with all that, ridiculous controversy around her. So this is going to be interesting to see how she plays as a bird, you know what I'm saying? Because we know her voice. It's not like we don't know her voice. So I don't know. Let's see where she takes this role, I guess, is really, for a lot of people, that's probably going to throw them off. And when her voice comes on, you're going to see the audience face change. That's all I'm saying. It's uncertain people because her hate is so strong.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's not going to throw people off as much as Daveed Diggs. and his fake Jamaican accent.
That part.
Oh no.
That's what's I'm not Jamaican, and I don't have a lot of exposure to Jamaican culture, so it didn't strike me as a bad accent. But from what I'm seeing from people that do know, they are not happy with it.
Hold on, no. Let me tell you something, yo, Tiffy Star Child. Y'all hear me? Let me tell you something, yo. The man ya and a real yard man here say. You hear me say? A beer Yankee this. If now want come and pick up man like Buju Banton, Vibe Cartel, and the all owner we done no big up man like Buju, big up man like King man like Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. Them no want a real Jamaican for come. I don't know. I'm just I'm
and I can't tell you whether that's good or not because I'm but I'm just trying to be respectful in case it is.
I was watching Tiffy's face. She's like, yeah, yeah, sure.
I heard yard man.
Then I'm real Bushman for come out chat. So yeah, now let me stop.
That's all I got to contribute.
Oh my god.
I'm Jamaican. Do marriage is the way that mine works. But nah, yeah, the Caribbean folks are in an uproar, but they don't care as much. Obviously, I mean, because the dude's a crab. I mean, he's a lobster or whatever. So if he was somebody more, I guess, dominant. But I have heard that this is one of the best live actions. Now we're running out of time, but we've already expressed on this platform that we're just not fans of live action. We love this one. I mean, as it pertains to Disney reenactment, unless we're talking Snow White and the Huntsman, which I honestly thought, I know it's not a Disney thing, but I mean, it kind of is, but it isn't. But I mean, I don't know if I really, all these adaptations, I feel like it's a phase that Disney has to get out. I love this version though. I love Ariel being cast as a young Black woman with chops who can sing. I honestly I think the only thing that's going to kind of throw me off about this is sometimes I forget because of all the hype that these are musicals. And I think when I go and see it, I think folks like me and Ty go, oh yeah, that's right. They do a bunch of singing. Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, I guess Nolly, you like that shit. You're a musical person, so you're excited about this, huh?
I love my musicals.
All right, well, fine. What do you think? Go ahead, Ty.
No, I was just gonna say it just seems like it's like falling off because even with because Tiff mentioned the her with the
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, doing Belle. All of that was like everybody was so excited, like even with the Tinkerbell, everybody was so excited leading up to it. But then when it drops, it's like people are excited for maybe a day, and then nobody's talking about it no more.
Let me tackle that real quick in the couple minutes we got. There's a big difference between these variants, like Belle, like Beauty and the Beast was like a live show one day. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a major production where they're putting up all these stuff over. And Peter and Wendy, I watched it. I ain't gonna lie. I have opinions. I don't want to share them because I want Yara to get her shine. But it's a release on the streaming service. Right. This is major blockbuster release. You know what I'm saying? It's the big difference in all of these. This is Billboard type material. They're going for the billion. In the multiple millions. So you're going to see a lot more press. You're going to see the McDonald's. You're going to see all the little shops, sponsorships. So that's the big difference. And this is going to be, you're going to see like the commercials for weeks on end. So big difference. And dare I say, hopefully this will be a catalyst for pictures going forward. Because I would like to see more movies, not afraid to include different characters with different culture, different colors, despite what they were casted as originally. I don't know. So I will leave it there, man. I want to ask Tiffy's opinion on it.
Oh, did you have a separate question, or you want me to just go?
No, I want to ask your opinion, but honestly, I don't know. We've got like very little time, so I just want to thank you so much. Hang out for a little bit, if you would. Just want to say what's up for pulling up on us impromptu. Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? We ready. And let's not forget about the time difference. So we know what it's looking like. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the sun coming up. And thank y'all as well. We didn't get your opinion on whether or not we think that Ursula would have been played better by Queen Latifah. What you think?
Yes.
Real quick.
The answer is yes.
It's just that simple, just yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. I don't even have to see it. The answer, yep.
I would have liked to see it because I know the Brandy thing, there was some rap involved, so maybe there would have been some rap songs in this.
Nah, Latifah could sing. Stop. Latifah could sing. Yes, Latifah could sing.
Okay, yeah. All right.
She was great in Chicago, but they did a live play through of The Little Mermaid, and she played Ursula, and she was great.
Yeah, man. I think that we might have dropped the ball on that, but it is what it is. Well, either way, man, thank y'all so much, Tip. We're so sorry that you just missed us discussing the scene in Howard the Duck that we think is the most prevalent.
I caught all of that.
Better that you missed it.
So I'm glad you missed out on it. But thank you, of course, for pulling up, everybody. Tiffany, Star Child joined us today, and of course the remainder of us. We're right here, and I'm gonna be here next week as well. So as we always say, and shout out to Steph and shout out to Tyrone, even though they're here. Shout out to Steph, Nolly, and Ty for being here as well. And yes, but as we always say, be yourself. If you're not being your authentic self, you're being fake. Ain't no honoring that. And as always, go ahead, let that geek flag fly. You're a real geek.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold